What's happening? What's happening? What's happening? We are back for another great week of Twisted Transitions. Now, I don't know what's happening with the camera and stuff, guys. If I'm glitchy, I do apologize. If it's smooth, okay, but I don't know what's going on with the camera. I'm not a camera guy. I just hope the thing stays on the entire time. It's crazy because all I literally do with these cameras is turn them on and off. I don't change any cords. I don't move anything. But it's always different. Like I'm always hoping for the best when it comes to these cameras. And this is a great camera. This is the Sony ZV-10, EV-10, something like that. Great camera. It's been a workhorse, but I don't know. I don't know what's happening. I'm not sure. Anyway, what's happening, guys? Another great week. Solstice in the building. DJ J Torture, what's good? What's good? Larry Morales, what's happening? Nick Hughes, DJ Fat Mac, what's happening? DJ G Kenny, what is going on? Appreciate you guys all stopping through. Hopefully it's not like this the whole time. If it is, you just have to bear with me this week. But I've got a lot of great stuff for you guys today to talk about. God, it's so weird because I could see it out of the corner of my eye right over here, the screen. I can see, the digitalization, I guess you want to call it. And it's frustrating me. I have to stop looking over there. I just hope that it clears up. Anyway. Got some great stuff for you guys today. Got some good stuff. A day in the life of DJ Matt 121. What's happening? What's happening? Okay, so today is just going to be kind of a easy day. We're going to talk about stuff that I experienced this past weekend. I am currently on my off week, which is very rare. I've had little to no weekends off since March, so to have one to myself is kind of cool. I'm taking it in stride. I'm trying to get content up to date. I'm trying to get shows booked, and I am happy to say that I have 2 guests booked for the next 2 weeks. So for the next 2 weeks, we will be interviewing 2 DJs. Now, you got to stick around to the end to find out exactly who they are. You got to have some type of gimmick, right? But I've got 2 great individuals who I think you guys will definitely get a lot of great information from. And I told you I was waiting to solidify them, and doggone it, they're solidified. So we are in the building. So, no, this is not AI version of me. Just to let you know, this is really me. Pinch myself. I'm not some type of robot. Whatever I could do. All right, let's talk about last week. Let's get into that. Maybe the camera will hook up then. I don't know. Let's see. So let's talk about last week. Last week we had a fairly larger wedding. Now, this was the last wedding that I had for June of this year. I only have like not regular events, but outside of wedding events left for the month. And then I have 2 vacation weeks, which I'm going to use to the fullest and be on vacation. And then I have then the weddings pick back up and start over from the end of July and go to the end of the year. So good times. I'm just trying to schedule in times as much as I can. But this particular one right here, first thing that you will notice on here is that there are a lot, and I mean a lot, of bridesmaids and groomsmen. And I was worried that I was going to have to say all of those names in introductions because everybody knows that sucks. These couples have these huge wedding parties, and you got to say this person and this person and this person and this person, and the whole group thing is just starting to really catch on. So a lot of people are still allowing for each individual couple's names to be said. But my bride took care of me, so kudos to her. And she said I only had to announce them into the reception. But it was pretty cool, pretty large amount of people. I guess I totally misunderstood in our meeting. I could have sworn she said it would be like, 115. This ended up being like almost 200 people. Like, it was a lot. And every time I go to this venue, there's always a lot of people. This is the same venue that I did that 300 person wedding at. And it's just long. It's just long. So let's take this down here. So here's my setup that I had set up for them. And, I kept it simple. I spread out the speakers to each side of the dance floor to really just, get the sound to be able to cover the full dance floor. I anticipated some great dancing, especially based on the crowd that you just saw. And let's see, what else did I switch? I'm loving the look of the gravity stands behind the facade. I think that might be the way that I'm going to take this from now on. I really like how that looks. Another thing is that the stands did not rock a lot, which was really great for me. I was really happy that I did not have to worry about swaying stands. The lights did excellent that night. I didn't have any problems out of them. I got them up nice and high, as you can see, and I can hide the bass. I did switch on the podium on my stereo T stand. I did switch to a single light instead of double light. And I think that it is probably just a better look in general, only because, like, if you look behind the speaker, like if you're looking at the screen, the speaker that's to the right, I've got a both light right there. I was going to put one on the other side, but I kind of put it kind of outlining the dance floor. Probably should have stepped back a little bit so you guys can see that, but I kind of outlined the dance floor. But one thing I wanted to tell you guys, if you look really close, really close, there was a huge problem with how I had to set things up. There was an outlet on this wall, and I thought that it was going to be like super easy just to plug in, go. I can run everything off of it, and it would be great. Plugged into the outlet that is right behind the facade does not work. It did not work at all. Now, the venue said that they have bands and everything play there all the time. I was like, that's fantastic. However, there's no power there. There's nothing there. So I ran a cord, and you can't quite see it, but I did tape down the cord that's over here. I taped down the cord here, and then I ran around the corner into the room that's over here and onto a wall that's all the way over to the side. And I had to do wire management all down that area, and because that's where carts and everything was coming out. That's where the food staff was coming out. So I definitely had to do some great wire management in order for them not to trip over that. And I was worried about that all night. I'm not going to lie. I was super worried about it. Another great thing about this setup, again, I'm learning about the storage, being able to use my case for storage. So if you look here, I was able to bring everything with me and stuff everything back in here. So what I rolled in with my stand was the photo booth. I ran the photo booth right in with me. Everything was inside of there, and I just, took it out, put it on a rolling cart, and rolled it right into the area that it needed to be set up in, and let my assistant take over from there. And I pretty much rolled everything in on this box. I mean, it was, as you can see on the top of the box, I've got, the table on there. I got the facade on there. It's just easier to get everything in. It's just really easy to get everything in. So I just used it, and you can see everything over to the right there is stacked up and rolled in on wheels. Like I rarely bring anything in by hand. Plus, the week before, I had to bring everything in by hand. And I'm sorry, not the week before, 2 weeks ago when I was in Aiken, I had to bring everything in by hand. So I wanted to make sure that all this stuff was rolled in, because I hate dealing with this. And I will be back at this same venue at the end of July, so it just makes it easier for me to just roll in and roll out. Plus, I have been enjoying using the T-stand. Man, I've loved using that T-stand. It's so much easier at the end of the night when you don't have to break down your whole setup. You can just unplug, wrap your cords, and they're ready to go to the next thing. Now, one thing I will tell you guys is, let me pull back up the ceremony picture here. So the ceremony was right here. So, I mean, I took this picture basically right beside where I had the ceremony set up at. And I just had, my normal setup. I had the Everse 8, excuse me, Everse 8, and it covered the sound very well. The efficient sounded very clean, very crisp. Everything was great. However, I forgot that the bride wanted to do toast during dinner. Basically, this room right here that you guys are seeing was converted into a dinner room right after the ceremony, as everybody went over to cocktail hour. So I kind of left the Everse 8 in the corner, and I didn't have a way for them to be able to do the toast. So I remembered that in my bag, I had this little setup right here, which is, if for those who don't know, I basically had just a regular microphone. It was a Shure microphone, and I had an X5 transmitter, one to go in the back, and the receiver went into the back of the speaker, and the transmitter went into the end of the microphone, and that saved me. That saved me. Having that on me saved me for those speeches. Now, one thing I'll tell you is that I had to turn the Everse 8 up as loud as it could, because this guy does not give you a whole lot of volume. So I had to tell the two individuals who did do the toast, I had to tell them to speak up loudly. And then the bride and groom wanted, well, mainly the groom, they wanted to do a toast to everybody too. So I was like, oh my gosh. Like, for me not to be, I mean, think about that. If I wasn't prepared for that, there was no way I was going to get that, because the bride made sure, she said that she wanted a wireless setup for that. I mean, I guess I could have rehooked like the lapel back up, but I mean, how crazy would that have been, holding the lapel mic while you're talking? I think that would have been a little bit crazy, but I still had this. So I will make sure that I will always charge these guys up, have that extra mic just in case. It came in handy for this time. It'll come in handy later down the line too. So it was fantastic. I was able to knock that out. I do have some clips for you guys from the event, so you can see what it looked like. Oh, well, it would help if I turned them on, so you can kind of see what it looked like. I mean, these guys had a great time, man. It was good stuff. It was really good stuff. And you could see how everything is just like all the way down the hallway. Like, it's just a long, long runner. So you have that, and then you have this video. This is of the bride and groom here. It was just a good time, man. The energy and stuff was high. It was really good. They gave me a lot of great video in general that I can use. So I will be putting out a gig log probably for this video. I mean, for this event as well. Like I said, just great energy and I told them I would give them all that I had left for their event. And because I was on fumes, man, like I had just been doing wedding after wedding after wedding after wedding. So it was cool, man. It was cool. Yeah, so that's that. That was the weekend. That's how that went, and I can't be mad at that. So like I said, all the weddings and everything are done for the month, and we'll move on. I've got an interesting gig next week. I've got a sneaker ball event. I've never done one of those. The gentleman just reached out, told me that it is a black tie sneaker event, and it is adults up to age 70. So yeah, that's a wide range of music. That's very wide range of music. So we'll see how that goes. I'm not sure. I don't even really know how to prep for it, but I guess I'll just have every style of music just on deck and have all my folders close so I could just jump in and jump out. I don't even think I will curate a list for this until I can actually see the guests walk in, so I'll know what they need and everything here. So is what it is. All right, let me check the chat here. Let's see. Very clean. Just got my gravity stands yesterday. Wickman 2A just got my gravity stands yesterday. Got the touring models that have the sleeve that secures the pole and the base even more to reduce wobble. Can't wait to use them this weekend with my LED bars. I don't think you're going to regret that purchase, man. I think that's a really good purchase. Very clean. Appreciate you. Appreciate you, G. Kenny. Love using the gravity stands for the movers and watch effects hex. I also have the flex stands, Solstice. All right. Better flex stand. Solstice. Just let it go, my man. You will never let me use gravity stands as a promotion. Gravity stands are fan-freaking-tastic. You could put a whole speaker on a gravity stand. You could put almost any light on a gravity stand if you got the right connection for it. Come on, Solstice. Daniel Rodriguez, look, man, as long as you're here, that's all that matters to me. Thinking about using the flex stands for my QSCs. That's what's up. Flex stands for lights are so convenient. Well, there you go, Solstice. There you go. Oh, man, he has been a pure advocate for those stands. All right, so let's talk about some recent news here. Not a whole lot has come out in the DJ world, but one thing that affects one thing that I do is Twitch. So let's talk about Twitch for a second. So let's see here. There we go. I guess I didn't get the setup right here. There we go. So Twitch recently set up a program for DJs to be able to stream on their platform and share revenue with artists. And because I don't have a big Twitch following, which I'm going to put it on here real quick. Because I don't have a big Twitch following, it doesn't really apply to me. But once you get going and everything here, basically what they've done is they've licensed some a lot of music that you can play on Twitch, and they're going to allow for that to be able to be played without copyright strikes. And if you play it, if you earn funds from that, you have to pay what looks like it's going to be 50% to the record company. And they, of course, give a piece of it to the artist, or whatever their deal is, and then you get the other 50%. So I'm just putting this up here. You guys can pause it if you're watching it on replay, just so you can kind of see. You got you got this, and you've got this. Let me shrink it down a little bit. I thought I already had these shrunk, but I guess not. There we go. But yeah, so it does affect, one thing that I do and want to be able to do, because the next thing that I was going to do once I got up to 10K on YouTube is I wanted to start building a platform over on Twitch, because it is going to be, it was supposed to be a great outlet for creativity, style of music. You could it's a place you can display your skills to. And if you want to, you don't even have to really engage. Of course, it helps to engage with the audience, but you could play, whatever style music you want, whatever music you wanted to, curse words, no curse words, different versions of songs. You can just really test out a lot of music. It's almost like a great practice area. And that's what I use it for. I use it for practice. I love to be able to practice on it and see what I can get on there. And a couple of you guys do come over and check it out. Shout out to DJ Magic Mike. Shout out to G Kenny. A couple other people who listen, who just kind of lurk and look in the background, never say anything, just want me to kind of play. If you ever want to hear me play, you definitely check me out on Twitch, because that's where I do that at. Now, last couple of weeks I haven't been on there. Stuff has just come up and has been busy, but I'm hoping that is going to change. I think I'm going to change my day. I think I'm going to switch from Friday to another day. I haven't decided yet, but usually I do it Friday at 1. I think that's too close to the gig. I may start doing it on like a Monday or even a Tuesday. So that's the plan going forward. But you can kind of just check this out. This is all about Twitch, everything you need to know if you plan on jumping on Twitch. Now, a lot of DJs are excited about this. Some DJs are hating this. It's always 50-50 when it comes to what a DJ thinks about this. I think all the big names are good with it, and all the mobile DJs are like, what? 50%? What are you talking about? Yeah, I think in the end, it all will make sense. So it is what it is. So let me get some water here. Okay. So I decided to do a Q&A with you guys here today, because I've got 2 shows coming up that I'm going to curate for and, get my questions and everything together. So I decided to do another Q&A for you guys today, answer any questions that you guys may have. So definitely put a hashtag ask in the chat, and I will answer any questions for you. While we wait on those questions to come through, let me go ahead and get the artwork and everything up here. Here it is. And let me put me up there. There we go. All right. So ask away, and we'll talk all things DJ related. Now, recently I hit a couple of milestones, and I want to tell you guys about. And this isn't to toot my own horn. This is actually pure shock. I am in pure shock. If you follow me on Instagram, you know that, I have about 26, almost 2,700 followers on there. I've had one particular reel that just kind of took off. It's not really like crazy, but it's the highest viewed reel I've ever had. It's got like 45,000 views, and I swear to you, it's the most simplest reel I've ever had. I also took that same reel and put it on TikTok. And this is why I'm telling you guys that content is king, because there's a little story behind it. I took it and put it on TikTok. And when I put it on TikTok, it really took off. And it is by far, and it's still going, it is by far the highest viewed video I have ever had on any platform. And I know some of these other guys get certain numbers on YouTube. I think the highest viewed thing I've had on YouTube is like 50 or 60,000. this particular video or TikTok hit 100,000 views. And I've never hit 100,000 views on anything. I mean, hell, my channel, YouTube channel, just hit 1 million views after 9 years of being on YouTube. Last month, it hit 1 million views as a channel. I mean, look, they say steady pace, slow and steady wins the race. Not on these platforms, it does. It's like you can catch fire overnight. You literally can. I wake up almost every day to new followers, new this, all because one video decided they wanted to hit the ground running. And, you know, I've put more effort into other videos and they still don't do as well as some of these, which is crazy to me. It is absolutely crazy. So why I say all that? Because I am encouraging you guys. I am encouraging everybody who is listening to this. So you don't have to be a DJ. If you're not a DJ and you're watching this, I'm speaking to you as well. If you want to grow on any platform, you have got to take the first step and just put it out there. You have got to. You're going to have two things. You're going to have a camera and you're going to have thick skin. You just going to have to. Just put it out there. Because I cannot tell you the winning formula. I can't. I don't know what the winning formula is. I don't know how these algorithms and everything work. Let me just tell you how crazy it is. The videos that are around that video on TikTok, the next highest video on TikTok that I got was 1,000 views. That was just one video. Other than that, I haven't had 1,000 viewed video on TikTok. And then I had that one that hit 100 and I think it's at 101 now. On Instagram, my average view for a reel is like 1,000, maybe 2, but I have a lot of 500, 600 ones. And then I have two, one hit 35,000 and one hit 45,000. I don't know the formula. All I can tell you is that you've just got to put it out there. You've got to give yourself a chance to win because you just never know. I have put out 525 videos on YouTube. 525. Let me say that number again. 525 videos on YouTube. Only two of them have hit more than 50,000 views. 2. I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is. So I'm just telling you in general, put it out there. Something, if you strike and hit on one, that thing will ramp up your numbers. I had a goal. My vision board is right over there. And 2 of the things on there was to hit 2,500 IG followers and 10K subs. I can check both of those now. A lot of hard work went into that. And a lot of hard work will continue to go into that. I just want to do it in different ways. I want to pull stuff from different avenues. I want to pull Twitch numbers up. I want to pull Mixcloud numbers up. I want to do all of that. I just want to be versatile so I don't have to stay in one lane all the time. I get bored staying in one lane, as most of us do. All right, let's check the chat and see if we've got anything here. That's just my little sidebar for you guys. If I had to give you any type of nuggets this week, I'd rather give you something like that. All right, let's see what we got here. Traveling through South Carolina this weekend, Florence to the beach on vacation in Book County. That's dope. You're like 2.5 hours away from me. What's crazy is that the beach, I mean, if I'm assuming if you're going by Florence and all that, that means you're probably going to Myrtle Beach. If you are, Myrtle Beach is jumping right now. Myrtle Beach just announced that they are going to expand the airport to an international airport. So you're going to be able to fly in to Myrtle Beach on big commercial flights. And that's going to be huge for them because they are building that area up. Stuff is starting to get super expensive to stay down there. And when I was growing up and going to that beach down there, you could stay at a place that's right across from the main hotels, and you could do that for like, I don't know, like $30 a night. Now there's probably not a place on that strip that's $30 a night. Everything is 100 and some odd plus with resort fees and all. I mean, it's nuts to stay there. So enjoy your trip is what I'm saying, Denny D. That's all I'm saying. Wickman 2A asks, I know you love your K12s. Wait, I don't have K12s. I have KW1. Oh, you mean, well, you might mean the KW122s. But have you thought about getting the Maui 11 G3s for small gigs to have a clean look similar to your 44 G2s? I thought about it. But I don't think so. I don't do here, and here's why I say that, Wickman 2A. I say that because every year I look at, the gigs that I do, and I'd probably say 90% of the gigs I do are weddings. 90%. And this has been for, at least since COVID let up. 90%. Now, before COVID, I was probably doing, sprinkle here, sprinkle there, some kids events, stuff like that. Now I really don't have those kids events. I think I have this year, there's so much happening this year. I think I may have 3 events total that are not weddings. And then I don't really have any small weddings. Like, all my weddings are at least 100 people and up. So, I mean, it would almost be kind of pointless. It would almost be kind of pointless for me to get like I said, if I do more events, if I, and I do some smaller events, then maybe. Lately, whenever it just gets really small, I'll either take the 2 QSCs like I do. Last year I did like some basketball games for local high school. Like, I'm not taking the 44 G2s in there. I'm definitely taking my QSC KW122s in there, 2 tops, and it gets the job done. I think for this sneaker ball, I'm not bringing, just because of the room that they're going to be in, I'm not bringing the 44 G2s. I'm just going to bring the QSC tops. Maybe one sub, but the room, I want to say it's like 600-700 square feet total. So it's not huge by any means. So probably not right now. Probably not. All right, Nick Hughes. So I have the hybrid type of packages. I have pricing for ceremony, cocktail, and reception. The cocktail and reception, then reception only. After that, I use a la carte. How do you feel about that? If I'm reading this right, you have a package that's just for ceremony, cocktail, and reception, which should just be one package. The cocktail and reception, then the reception only, like that's too much. If you heard me last week, one of the things I was saying is I don't feel like you should do a la carte if it's for those 3 services. If you're providing a service, put all 3 of them in the package. If the customer doesn't use that, the package still stays the same. Because what you're going to put yourself in is somebody's going to say, well, I'm going to do the ceremony and the reception, but I'm not doing cocktail. Or I'm going to want you to do cocktail and the reception, but there's no ceremony. Like, you still have the same pricing no matter which order they put those 3 in, and that way you don't have to worry about being nickel and dime. It just makes it a lot easier, and it's easier to explain. When they say, oh, well, I'm not doing the ceremony, why is it still this cost? Because this is a package price still. Like, whether you use it or not, it's available to you. It's available to everybody. and it's your choice to be able to use it and utilize it, but it's priced based on the services that I do the most. And it's real simple. Now you say after that I use a la carte. How do I feel? How do I feel about that? A la carte. I told you I would just take your, 3 of your main services that don't come in, 2 out of the 3 packages, and I would make them your a la carte services. Because once you start getting into a la carte, that's when people will start to nickel and dime you and start to ask, how can I get this? How can I get cheaper? How can I make it cheaper? And if you want to avoid those questions, have a limited amount of items that are a la carte. Think about a la carte as like the sides on a menu. If you only got 4 things to choose from for the sides on your menu, you can't ask for something that's not on there, or you can't, the options are there, but there's only 4 available. So I would do it that way. That's just my thought. I like to limit the a la carte services, but as I continue to add services, if I were to ever add CO2 gun and like dancing on a cloud, I would put those in my biggest package, but I would offer those as an a la carte service that they can take advantage of. I'm just giving you an example. If you did it that way. Oh no, Wickman. No, it's just that I had the QSC KW122. I just hadn't brought them out in a while, and it's time to dust them off and bring them back out. But yeah, I do have 2. I have 2 KW122s, the wooden ones. I have 2 like the plastic, the first ones, the original ones. Oh gosh, I don't remember, the K12s. And then I also have the KW153s, which are the tall tower ones. And then of course I have the subwoofers, the KW181s. So I still have all of those speakers. I could do a whole QSC setup if I wanted to. I still have those. I just don't use them as much because the Mauis are on wheels, and wheels are so convenient. I know you can put them on a cart, but wheels are so convenient. All right. DJ Eric asks, hey, Jay, do you post the same footage on each social media platforms, or do you select certain content to put on the platforms? Really, it kind of depends. It kind of varies. For the most part, Instagram and TikTok usually get the same thing. But I noticed that YouTube, it doesn't do really well on those. Like the things I post on YouTube under the shorts, it doesn't do as well on YouTube. So I definitely pick and choose what I'm going to put on YouTube. But whatever I put on Instagram, it usually goes over to TikTok as well. Just because I'm always just curious, how it does on each platform. And usually if it sucks on one, it's going to suck on the other one. And those are 2 separate entities. Like I've tried it on Facebook before. Facebook it's weird. Like I don't even watch reels on Facebook, so I'm not sure who really watches those. But I mean, I've put it on there for, I think the most I've gotten on Facebook is like maybe 1,000, something like that. But like I said, I don't get a lot of traction from Facebook, but Instagram and TikTok is what I get the most. I gain the most traction and kind of scale it, and I'll trickle in a couple of things here and there if I feel like it's good enough for YouTube, because I know that it has the possibility on YouTube to reach more DJs, because that's why I have the most DJs who follow me. So I'll put certain content where I feel like it was a great DJ reel over there. So that's how I kind of pick and choose. All right, Nick Hughes technically is 3 different packages, 1 for all 3 and 1 for just 2, and then 1 for just reception. Wow. I think you would save yourself a lot of headache if you include ceremony and cocktail hour in every package. I think you would just save yourself a lot of headache. I just do. It almost guarantees you at least your basic package when you do that. At least that's what I found. I found that if you offer those services in every single package, it kind of guarantees you your basic one. Now you just have to get your basic package numbers up and then make the other ones look enticing by adding a little bit more on this one, a little bit more on this, like maybe 2 items here, and then everything you got on the largest one. One thing that one of those high-end coordinators said on her thing was like, you don't want to have too many services that people have to try to pick from. You just want to give them a lot of service. If you want to give them a lot of services, put it all in the package. Say, hey, this package has all of this. This package has all of this. And then this package, you're getting everything I've got. And that's why she always says kind of be a little creative, but not wild with labeling your packages. But you guys will see. Once I get the coordinator from here on next month, you guys will see what I'm talking about. She will give you a lot of insight, and I think it's going to be so informative for you guys next month. I cannot wait for that interview. It's going to be great. All right, G. Kenny, Jay, I just had a wedding canceled because the couple broke up. What is your recommendation on weddings more than a year away or weddings month away? First time this has ever happened. Oh man. I have, if I go to my Vibo right now, I can show you probably about 6 couples that have broken up. Look, it happens, and thank goodness some of these people are well, I don't want to say thank goodness, because people are breaking up, so I don't want to say thank goodness. I just thought about that when I said that. I'm grateful for the fact that they're telling me a year out. It immediately lets me reopen the market for that. One thing that I do, and of course you've got to have rapport in order to do what I'm about to say here. One thing I do is I hit up all my coordinators that book me. I hit them all up and say, hey, I just had a cancellation on this day. If anybody is looking for a DJ on this day, I am available. Now, you can only do that if you know the coordinators to be able to do so. So that's why I keep telling you guys, build rapport with coordinators in your area, because you'll be surprised how you can fill that day. You'll be surprised. But all of mine so far, knock on wood, all of mine so far have been at least a year out. It has been like a month out. And there's no refund on those. If they've paid the full amount, we'll negotiate, but I think I have it in the contract where I can give them back, I want to say like 40% or something like that. If we're a real stickler, we can do half and half. But if they've just paid a deposit, which most, probably about 90%, well, not even that, 95% of the clients I do with, they pay a deposit, and then the final balance they usually pay about a month out. So usually I'm just dealing with deposits. So people ask, is there any way to get the deposit back? I'm like, well, I'm sorry. Unfortunately, that deposit was used to hold your date, so it is non-refundable at this time. And that's also in my contract on Honeybook. I mean, it says it, but people rarely look at it. I even went as far as to highlight that now. So it is what it is. Let's see. I made a rookie mistake in all the 18 years I've been professionally DJing, and didn't collect the deposit because I knew the people did their father's wedding. That's the ones you got to look out for the most. The people you know. Because the people you know, they always want to do something different. It's the strangers that are more structured than the people you know, which is crazy that it's like that. But the people you know always want to pay in a different way, always like, oh, yeah, I'm good for it, man. You know I'm good for it. Like, boy, Well, my mom always tells me the worst people to deal with is family and friends. There's a reason for that. All right, DJ Eric. Do you find it better to pivot your speakers outward for a more filling sound, or do you keep the speakers facing forward? I have, like, with this past event, how I had them spaced out, I actually kind of turned them in slightly so both speakers of sound would kind of go like this. So one was on this end, one was on this end, and they were turned in. Instead of being straight like this, it was like this. So the sound would just kind of go like this. I can't really tell. It's hard for me to tell because I'm behind the board. I rarely leave the board. Rarely. Especially once everything's started. I rarely leave it. Sometimes I can look down a little bit further at venues that are a little bit larger, and I can kind of see if people are dancing, back there. I mean, if you're dancing back there, that means you can hear it pretty good. And that's the only way I can gauge it, to be honest with you. I think I'm doing it, doing the crowd a service by doing that, but I can't guarantee that. I have no idea. I've never gone behind the crowd to really hear it. I'm not that guy that goes in that circle. Oh man, I can't stand people who leave their board and go in that circle and record video like that. Like, oh, it's cringy. It's like you're just letting that song play and you want to go around and capture content. Hire somebody, people. Oh, got it. Look at this guy. This guy wants to get on the show. So what? He could talk trash? You know what, Solstice? You may be on. I may get you on close to my birthday episode. That's in August. Maybe I get you on in August. Just for a lot of shits and giggles. How about that? Wickman 2A asks, do you still do gigs with moving heads that have gobos, or is it pretty much always the wash? Look, I've done so many gigs with the Focus Spot 4Zs. I've done so many gigs with them. I'm just trying to give the wash heads, the wash movers, just a chance. I just want to give them a chance. I mean, this is some of the best technology for me that has come out since the Wash FX, and I like them. I really do. And I like the 4Zs. I would love to do a gig where I could set all four of them up and see what that would do. But I don't know. I think for now, I'm just in that wash mover mode. It's the perfect weight to be able to go on those gravity stands, which I'm like really into the gravity stands right now, only because it's just easier. It looks a little bit, cleaner on a more basic setup for me. And the Focus Bar 4Zs, I believe, are too heavy for that stand. I don't think you're able to get that up there, or if you can, it's probably going to make the thing wobble, because those are some heavy lights. Heavy lights. So right now I'm just kind of a fan of the wash movers. It's just, I haven't even been using them a year. Fully. I think this is the first full year that I will have used them, and they're just great, man. They're just great. I would definitely recommend wash movers if they're available to you. You will not be disappointed. I am DJ Aaron. Wash better than anything you. Wait a minute. Wash better than anything you learned that from Solstice Wickman movers with gobos. Just a few effect. Wash more impact. I'm teetering between the wash beam. Oh, okay, see, I'm having a conversation. Beams are amazing. I have both lighting, pixelette. Okay, Solstice needs to get a mic for his gig log. Oh Lord, don't do that. Benny Blanco, Lord have mercy. You gonna strike him? Oh boy. I can see it down there already. Don't do it. Larry Morales, I'll turn the 44 G2s out during intros and speeches, depending on the venue. I turn them back towards the dance floor before dancing. Not as easy to do traditional tops on the stand. Yeah. I don't move them. I definitely don't move them. Yeah, once I've got them up there, they're up there. They're directional. They're in the direction I want them to be. That's it. We're not going any further than that. That is it. I just don't want to have to. One of the things, the reason I like to set up my setup the way that I like to set it up is because I don't want to have to keep shifting it. You already have so many jobs to do while you're up there DJing. It's just like you want to care about something. One more thing less. You want to care about something less. You know, you already got to deal with sound. You already got to deal with song selection. You're the light man. You could be the coordinator. You got to make announcements. Like, you have a lot of hats. I just do not want to have to mess with too much. That's why I say when I get behind that board and it's my turn to shine and they've given over the function to me, I am zoned in. I am trying to give the crowd what they want. Oh, I just got a review in. Nice. 5-star review. I love it. I love it. I love it. I tell you guys all the time, got to get those reviews. Okay, let's see. Just to always bring it. I'm going to post on Monday. Wait a minute. The one I'm posting Monday has a mic with it. All right, what's the deal with the laser lights? Back when I was DJing Curious in 2010, 11, 12, it was on sale. And internet not so much. What gives? I'm not sure. And your name is not sure, right? Right here. Not sure. Look, I think there's only certain people in certain areas that can get away with laser lights. I don't see them as often for wedding mobile DJs. I see them for club and people who do gigs outside of weddings. I've seen them for that. I think Solstice is one of those rare few people that get away with lasers at an event, but it looks good though. It doesn't look, it's not a tacky laser show. It looks good. Like, especially if your crowd is looking for a EDM club type vibe, he gives that, because he gives that laser show that has the haze over the top. So it looks like you're at a concert. And it's really a nice show, but some people have it and it's like the lasers are on the people and it's like different designs. That's too much. That's too much. Too much at a wedding. Daniel Rodriguez, what's your process like when you have a triple header weekend? How do you plan for those wedding music wise? Okay. So because each bride is different, the things that I make sure of is that I prepare each wedding one at a time. I don't try to slide any music into a folder based on, the 3 couples. I always label a folder for a couple themselves so I don't mix them up. I look for setups that will allow me to be able to accommodate all 3 weddings so I don't have to have a lot of interchangeable parts. Music wise, I feel like most brides are nearly the same. So one thing that I will usually copy over is things like my dinner playlist. I will definitely copy those to all 3 brides after I've talked to them, of course, to make sure that it's okay. But dinner to all 3 brides, I will copy that over. And then everything else is really unique to that couple. So if they say they want a 2000s wedding, if all three brides say that, or if I got two that want a 2000s wedding and one that wants a 90s wedding, I've got folders for that. So I take the folder that is filled with the music that I know is going to work, and put them over into that couple's folder. And then music that I want to try is labeled and put over there. Slow songs, I automatically transfer all the same slow songs over because unless they ask for specific ones, it's going to be the same. But it's just like your categories. Your categories of music is how I transfer the music over based on the couple. And, you know, those folders are being grown almost every day. Like I'm Shazamming almost every day because I'll go on satellite radio and listen to the 2000s channel and totally forget about certain songs and be like, oh, you know what? That would work now. Oh yeah, that would work now. Satellite radio is fantastic for that. You know, if you just, especially if you're working on music, having satellite radio on in the background or having it on your TV, because some people have apps for them on the TV. Having that on while you're working on music or listening to another DJ play while you're working on music, I cannot tell you how much benefit you can get from that, because we have giant brains. We can think about a lot of music, but we can't think about all music. And a lot of us think about different music than others. Yeah, a lot of us play a good bit of the same stuff because it's just natural wedding music. But there are a lot of different forms of those same songs or other songs that other DJs are not playing, that you could definitely try out. And that's why I'm always listening to other DJs. That's why I watch people's gig logs. I watch people's gig logs because I'm just listening, because I mean the gig log may suck, but they may play a couple of tracks. I'm like, hey, I didn't even think about that. I bet you I could blend this with this. Or I bet you I could do some type of wordplay on that. Like I watch people's gig logs. I don't watch it like thoroughly. I'll kind of get through. If you're boring, I'll get through it and get to the music portion so I can see what you got. But you know, I look at a lot of aspects of music when it comes to that, and I curate a list for all three of them. But it may come out of the same folder, if that makes any sense. All right, let's see. Not sure. I have a crush for QSCL series. I'm not. You must be talking to somebody else on there. All right. Got time for one or two more questions, and then the big reveal of who I've got coming on the show will happen. One or two more questions. We'll give it to about a couple more minutes. Let me swing this over to here. Let me just do a couple housekeeping things. All right, if you have not or you don't follow me on Twitch, you need to make sure that you follow me on Twitch. It is on, see, buttons and stuff not working, man. What in the world is happening? Let's see here. Hold on a second. My logo is not up. Where is my logo? Look at that. I mean, that ain't even been up the whole show. What's happening? There we go. Logo ain't been up. Man, that's sad. That's sad. Anyway, if you want to follow me on Twitch, here it is right here. DJ JayBook on Twitch. I'm going to try to give you guys more content on Twitch, but basically what I do is I take Twitch, everything I play from Twitch, and I put it right over to Mixcloud. So I'll try to make a mix and put it over there, but it'll come strictly from Twitch. So usually I do about an hour on that, and we see how it goes. I thought about even creating like a morning show over there. That would be kind of dope. Kind of do that too. That would be dope. A couple of things. If you don't already follow me on Instagram, make sure you follow me on IG, because I got all my favorite stuff over there. I put all kind of crazy stuff. All right, DJ Sosa, just like Jay was saying, I finally downloaded Hip Hop Array and got gonna stem it And to return to Mac and see every gig log of it. Like I see it every gig log. No, sir. That was the old ones. I don't do that anymore. Gosh, Solstice, keep up. I've heard a word from Sam Ash is not only going out of business for storefronts, it is going out of business altogether. Yes, that is correct. You would be correct right there, Wigman. That is correct. I'm thinking about purchasing a trailer for moving my equipment to events. I DJ in the metro Atlanta area, and I am concerned about theft. Do you have security when using your... Okay, so my trailer always stays connected to my vehicle. And you just have to change the locks and hope for the best, my man. I've heard so many horror stories, and really the common consensus that I keep getting is that if somebody's going to steal it, they're going to steal it. And there's no way to stop it. There's no way to stop. Did I get a thumbs down on here? Did somebody thumbs down me? Boy, I tell you what, man. Told you you're going to have thick skin on here. No, there's really not a whole lot of security that you can do. Just you try to park in an area, never park in an alley. Try to park as much in public as you can. Put an air tag somehow in the trailer if you can. Put it in the ceiling, something, just in case something happens to it. But like if I were you, I would probably change my locks twice a year. I would probably change my locks twice a year. I would just because thieves are really resilient, and you are in a building for up to 6 hours. I would probably change my locks. I just see what's the best security you got. That's all you can do. That's all you really can do. I'm not going to lie to you. That's it. Because if they're going to get it, they're going to get it. You could try putting a boot on the tire of it. I mean, all the way down to taking off the tire. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what you could do anymore. People are crazy. Okay, Daniel Rodriguez, random. Did you see Bad Boy 4 or do you want to? Yes, I did. This past last weekend, me and my lady went to see Bad Boys 4, and I highly recommend it. It is a very good movie. Good way to kick off the summer. I still have Deadpool to see this summer. I'm a huge Marvel guy. I've always been a superhero guy. So I will definitely be seeing Deadpool also. And then there's one more. There's one more supposed to come out, and is it July or something? I know Netflix has got some good. I'm gonna go watch The Boys here in a little bit. I watched that. That's on Amazon Prime. It's like the anti-superhero show, which is it's like rated R. It's pretty bad. It's pretty bad. They got some crazy stuff on there. It's a little dark. But yeah, I did see Bad Boys 4, and it is a really, really good movie. Book, you the man. I gotta follow you on IG. Oh, appreciate it, Sean Clark. I appreciate that. Any assistance with that I can get, I will take. DJ Eric, do you use Request app? How do you handle requests? I let people come up and ask me requests. I do not use the Request app. I try to pride myself on playing enough good music to where people don't have to ask, but it's inevitable. People are going to ask. So, I mean, if it fits into what we are trying to curate for the night, I will play it. I don't have a problem playing it. I'm not that anti-request DJ. I'm not him. But it's got to fit into the night. Like, one thing I hate about requests is that, I'll give you for instance, this past Saturday, I'm sitting there, we're vibing out, man. This is going crazy, bride and groom. I mean, you saw it. They were going crazy. They loved it. Everything's fantastic. Then this guy comes up to me and asks for Copperhead Road. I was like, bro, I haven't played one country song all night, and you want me to play and I haven't played a line dance all night. Like, you want me to play Copperhead Road, and the crowd is just like, and we don't have a dead crowd. We've got a great crowd on the dance floor participating on every song, and you want to play Copperhead Road. Yeah, just switch things up. No, we won't be playing that. No. Sorry. Wrong wedding. Wrong wedding. Sorry, my guy. Not tonight. Because it's crazy. And some people, what I don't understand is some people will actually just I dare you to go up to the DJ and ask him to play this song. Like, it's almost like they want to ruin it on purpose. I've never seen anything like it. It's like, why would you want to ruin my job? Especially if I'm doing well. I mean, I'm giving the guys great music. I'm giving the girls great music. I'm giving the older crowd, the younger crowd. I'm giving everybody in between just great music. And then you want to sabotage me? Yeah, you can miss me with that one. Wigman says in Atlanta, the trailer is good as gone. I told you, it's just one of those things, man. It's really tough. You guys definitely, please be safe out there. Be safe when it comes to these trailers. Like I said, your best defense is to know where the trailer is. So if you can get an air tag and put it, kind of keep it out of range for, somebody to see it. At least you would know where it is. Just call the police and see if they can track it down real quick. I mean, you'll get to ride along because they got to follow it based on your phone. So, I mean, that's the best thing I could tell you. You could try the car boot stuff. You could try any of that stuff, man. But like I said, if they want it, they're going to take it. They're just going to take it. Okay. So, that's all the questions and everything here tonight. So, let me just tell you guys, and we're going to do a nice drum roll here. So, I told you that if you waited to the end of the show, I would tell you the next two guests that are coming on. So next week, I have booked the one, the only DJ Woo Pig. DJ Woo Pig will be on the show next week. I have been dying to get Woo Pig on. We have been dying to meet in person, but we have not had an opportunity to do so. This is going to be the closest thing, unless I make it to Expo this year. Woo Pig is going to be on the show, so make sure you guys bring your questions. Bring all the ifs, ands, and buts that you want to know about him. Woo Pig used to be just like us in the mobile DJ world. Now he runs his own production company, so he rarely DJs. He travels all the time, but he does concert-like productions for the state of Arkansas and other places. He speaks at tons and tons of conferences all the time. And he's just a great guy, man. You guys are going to love his accent. If you've never seen or heard him before, you will never forget him. Trust me. Trust me. So next Thursday, 7 p.m. EST, the big homie, Woo Pig, will be on the show. And not to be outdone by Woo Pig, but in 2 weeks, we will have Mr. It's Just Santi on the show. He will be here in 2 weeks. We will chop it up with him. We're going to talk about 52 weeks at the club. We're going to talk about DJing, being with Nick. We're going to talk about a lot of great stuff with Santi because he has an interesting mind. I've met Santi in person when he came down for Rick's wedding. And he is a great dude, very down to earth. And we are just going to have a good time talking to him. So bring your questions the next 2 weeks because you are not going to want to miss these guys. They are great guys in the industry to know and to get information from. So I told you I was working behind the scenes to get you guys some guests, and we are going to definitely deliver on that for the next 2 weeks. So you guys get ready. If you haven't had a chance to, make sure that you subscribe to the channel, turn on notification bells, follow me on IG, follow me on Twitch, because it's just going to get crazy, man. I plan on having a great second half of 2024, and I want you guys to come along with me. Come along with me and just check out the journey, because it's going to be great. It just is. All right, I'm going to go ahead and get out of here and let you guys get back to your day. If you've got a gig this weekend, make sure you absolutely kill it. And don't forget that you are there for that event, but you are also auditioning for another event. Take it serious. Put on your A game. For everybody else, make sure you live in to strive, not to survive. We'll see you guys next week, 7 p.m. Big homie Woo Pig in the building. Woo! We're out.